student of class 8. Today we are going to do the chapter of geography, chapter 9, human resources. Okay, so before starting with this video, we have already completed our syllabus on history, 2 of the chapters. Okay, I'm going to give you the question answers. I'm going to send you the question answers, children. Clear? Of the history, that is chapter India after independence. Okay, so today we are going to do human resources. Okay, children, do you know what does the human resources means? Human means what? Human being, people, we all of us. Clear? And resources, how we can get educated, how we can develop skills and all the knowledges, that is known altogether is known as a human resources. Clear? Now our earth has been blessed with a large variety of natural resources. Okay, we already had natural resources like land, water, soil, forest, animals, as well as minerals. So human beings, they have discovered, they can exploit, they can develop, they can convert these natural resources into a useful articles. Clear? So human beings, they are the greatest resource on the earth, and they developed all these resources as per their requirements. Now in ancient time, what happened? Most of the work was been done manually. Clear? So total number of people, those are living in a country, they are very determined the strength of that country. So more people, they meant was more production, and emphasis are given more on prosperity. Clear? So nowadays what you can see, more emphasis is laid on human skills rather than on the number of the people. Okay, now in a class, if there is 25 students, and out of 25, 10 children are very good. Okay, they are very good in knowledge, they are very good in studies. Okay, and most preference are given to that children, that means they have been developed, they have been giving a skill that is known as a human resources. Clear? So by skills, what we know, we mean the capability and the capacity to convert this natural resources into a useful products. So the capacity of the people depend upon the following factors. Okay, number one is what? They must be literate. Okay, very important. And with literacy, they should also have the technical, vocational and professional skills also. Number two, they must be provided with the proper tools as well as a machine. Number three, they must work very hard and they have to understand the dignity of the labor. And number four, they must get balanced and nutritious food. Clear? Now, any country which wants to progress must take care of its natural and human resources. Any attempt to develop one at the cost of the other would achieve nothing. So human resource in developed countries like India, they are not well developed at all, because population is very much more than the other countries, and it is also means that India is also a poor country. Clear? So all the things are been not balanced. All the things are distributed in an unequally way. Clear? Now distribution of population, very important. It can be distributed anywhere in the world, but it has been distributed not evenly, not properly. Okay, somewhere you can find very more of the population, somewhere you can find average, and somewhere you can find very less. Clear? So according to the density of the population, we can divide the world into 3 regions. One is a thickly populated, one is moderately populated, one is a sparsely populated. Clear? Now thickly populated areas means what? Fertile river valley. Okay, now and the industrial regions, they are densely populated. Where more people are densely, why the certain regions are dense? Okay, because intensive cultivation is practiced, warm climate is there, fertile soil is there to help to cultivate, grow crops almost throughout the year. Clear? Even you can find labor intensive industries also grow in thickly populated area. Okay, so here you can see the main reason why the thickly populated areas, what they have. Mainly they have a high density of population, they have mineral resources, development of industries, as well as a climate which is suitable for the human habitation. Okay, that is why it is very thickly populated. Now let us move towards the moderately. Moderately means what? Not much, not less. Clear? So moderate means what? It comes between the densely as well as the sparsely populated area. And most of these areas, they have developed new industries. Facilities for irrigation is also there, mining is also there. People have migrated and settled in such areas. So the moderately populated areas do not form a continuous belt. Clear? So central USA, tropical West Africa, southern parts of Russia, Eastern Europe, Deccan Plateau of India, they are all moderately populated area. Okay, so people, they have migrated from the other areas due to a favorable natural and economic factors. Okay, so let us move towards the sparsely populated areas. Sparsely means what? Less population, very less. Okay, so desert, cold desert, high mountainous areas, we cannot live out there, children. What is the main thing is that physical environment is not at all favorable for the human habitation. Is it clear? So let us move towards the factors which is affecting the distribution of population. No single factor we can explain the uneven distribution of population in the world. It can only be explained through the interaction of different physical, social, cultural as well as the economic factors. Now physical factors means what? Relief, climate, condition, natural vegetation, soil and water availability. Other factors might include or are there mineral deposit, industries, transportation, urbanization as well as a migration. Clear? Next one is a relief. Relief means what? Land, which is very important. Clear? So plains, they have a higher density of population as we are compared to the mountainous region. Steep mountain slope restrict the availability of agricultural land, industry, transportation and settlement. So if we are in the Himalayas, can we have agriculture? Can we have industry, transportation and settlement? No. So that is why land is very important. Next one is a climatic condition. Temperature, rainfall, they are one of the most important factors. Okay, extreme climate, we cannot live whether it is a hot or a cold. Clear? The thing which is very extreme, we cannot live out there. Clear? Next one is a natural vegetation you can find out. Natural vegetations are dense and inaccessible forests grow in a hot and humid climate. So such condition, what happened? They discourage the population habitation. Clear? Next one, soil, which is also very important because soil, different soils are there in a different regions for a different crops. Clear? So fertile alluvial and lava soils can support more population than the desert, mountain and laterite soil. Development of ancient civilization in the river valleys was due to the fertile soil. Clear? Next one, water availability. Rivers are very important source of fresh water. So they supply water for domestic purpose, agriculture, industries as well as a transport. Clear? So people, they try to tend to settle down in the river valleys. Even in the desert, oases have a permanent settlement. Clear? Mineral resources, areas where you can find a mineral deposit, it attracts people. Clear? So it creates a higher density of population. Gold mines, other hand, also attracted people. Clear? Next one, industry. Development industries in any regions, what they provide? They provide what? Are employment opportunities for the jobless people. So people, they migrate to such areas not only from the surrounding areas but also from far off places. Clear? Industrial areas, they also support a very high density of population as in the northeastern USA. So means of transport, economic activities are also very attractive, children, to those areas where you can find adequate and efficient network of transportation. Clear? Most of the cities, they are located either in the plains or along the coast, which also provide adequate transportation facilities. Clear? Next one, if there's a transport, there will be urbanization also. So urban centers also have a diverse economic activities. More urban areas also provide better living condition than the villages. So that is why it has been seen, children, that the people, those who migrate from cities, from villages to cities, for what reason? For work, for job, and even for the medical services, even for the educations. Clear? Now government policy government policies, they also cause a migration of people from one region to another. Under the British rule, Indians were sent to the Malaya Fiji and Mauritius to work on the plantations. Black people from Africa, they were brought to work on the farms in America as a slave. Okay, so this much for today. In the next video, we are going to do change of population. Okay, children, thank you.